Good morning to all, and definitely you must be safe and happy at the home to now. Good thing prevails, and as we always say, always try to get some opportunities when you have the difficulties. So difficult time is already, I feel it is over now. We have got many opportunities. Our main concern now is how to run our factories. Offset Printer Association is already organizing the webinar since 11th of April. In between, we just had a pause. We stopped it, but I got 180 mails that why you have stopped, why not to start again. Yesterday, we had just a discussion with Uday Bhai, and he suggested something. He will give a talk today on the subject also. But from his thought, a idea came, and today morning in the meeting, we decided to conduct another series, how to do business now. That's the thing. Our main aim is the production, then production with the quality. And the biggest thing, how to produce quality at most economical rates. This is one end. Second end is how to sell. This also differs. This is going to differ from, we take a period when this lockdown was imposed and today. See, it's a border now. Our selling tactics, our dealing with the customer is entirely going to change. Believe me, you will have to change yourself. You have to change your system of living. You have to change the system of working. So in this series, today is the first one. Tomorrow we are going to discuss Six Sigma. Again, the same thing, how to produce quality at economical rates. Then we have digital marketing, e-commerce, social media. This is a series, how to do business on social media, how to do business with e-commerce, how to do digital marketing, like that. So welcome all the panelists for today's exclusive show. Now forget Corona, forget all the things. The things comes and go, but we have to remain, we have to do the business. We are for the business. How to earn money? I think we have the best panelists today. They will guide us. We have with us Dr. Anjay Kumar Viral, who is the former chairman of the printing department at Guru Javeshwar University. Recently, he has been awarded as the best printing teacher of the world from USA. So he will be moderating today's webinar. I would like to invite Dr. Viral to start the webinar today. Thank you all, and Dr. Viral, please take over. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamalji. Very good morning to all the panelists and the participants. Today we have a very useful and effective seminar titled Time to Refine the Current Print Business Models. A business model is a company's, it identifies the products or services that will sell, the target market it has identified, and the possible expenses it anticipates. Thinking critically about your business model can be excellent source of clarity, focus. Innovation is going to be different after the lockdown. Not just the business, but even the lifestyle and the attitude of people toward things that have been taken for granted. As the nation walks a very thin line between reviving the fallen economy and fighting a deadly virus at large, some new having a webinar today which will discuss deliberate critically the above issues. We have 5 speakers. They are the masters in their field. Our very first speaker, Sri Uday Dhote, a graduate from Odar College, Mumbai, and a chartered accountant. He is the go-to person in the industry for all matters related to finance and taxation. A past president of MMS, he has offered his expertise as the Honorable Treasurer to streamline the accounting procedure and finance matters of BMPA, MMS, MMP, and AIFMP. He has presented interesting reports, conducted workshops, and made representations to the government for industry at all levels. He is currently Chairman, Education and Training, AIFMP, Chairman, Finance and Taxation, MMS, and Editor, Print Bulletin. I'd like to request Sri Udayji to share his insights to this webinar. Udayji.
Good morning. Good morning, all panelists, and good morning, all participants. Thank you, Mr. Baral, and thank you, Kamalji. We have been listening quite a lot in all the webinars during the whole month. From the start, the lockdown has started. And today's topic given is the redefining of business model. Redefining our business model. So basically, what I'm going to do, I made a presentation, which we are going to start with whatever the learnings from these webinars. Then we'll try to understand how we plan, what is the business model, what is the business model being followed by good brands, whether we can change the business model in between, and with the coronavirus thing, with the COVID thing now, with the lockdown, and when we resume after lockdown, how are we going to incorporate these changes into our business model? So just summarizing from the key learnings from the lockdown. One is maintain war chest for a crisis, ensure good management of cash flows. We have to be competitive, and that we can be by controlling the costs and being productive, collaborate wherever possible, communicate effectively and continuously. Virtual is today's reality. Digital presence is the new norm, and focus on safety, hygiene, and health. These were the key learnings from the webinars during these months, which I've just tried to summarize. And this is a theory of three in COVID times. This also is a fallout of all these webinars, which I've just made. It's called a theory of three. Why? I'll tell you. Because three things impacted: medical, financial, and economic. Three scenarios which we need to keep in mind. One is optimistic, one is pessimistic, and one is realistic. There would be three phases. One is before the lockdown, during the lockdown, and after the lockdown. Three aspects of the supply chain which are important. One is the raw material flow, one is the finished goods flow, and one is the cash flow. There would be three war rooms required. One is marketing, supply chain, and funds management. All three war rooms are important. Three material checks: wastage, optimum stocks, and recycling. Three safety mantras: mask, mask, and mask. Social distancing, social distancing, social distancing, and sanitize, sanitize, sanitize. Three levels of progression which we have. First, we need to check the liquidity for some months. Then we need to see whether we are having enough profitability, and then would come the growth. So these are the three things which are important. I've just tried to summarize. These are some of the learnings from these webinars conducted so far. Now, what do we normally do at the start of a new calendar year? We either introspect or make lifestyle resolutions. And we know how much we adhere to these lifestyle resolutions. Rarely, in some weeks, again, we try to, we break those resolutions. What do we normally do at the start of a new financial year? We retrospect and make financial plans. And probably what happens is, we do not plan to fail, but we fail to plan properly. That's the problem. What will we do in the financial year 2020-21 once we restart after the lockdown? The first few months, 3-4 months, we'll have to sustain ourselves, survive for the first 3-4 months, and then revive for the next 6 months. So let us go to the understanding of business model. Let us first understand what we mean by a business model. It's a very simple thing. It's just a company's plan for making profit. It identifies the products and services that we intend to sell, the target markets, and the related expenses and the revenues. We could take examples of great leaders in this. Some companies with great business models. You will understand from that. It's just not the logos, it's the business model which they have. So Apple, Gillette, Zara. I'll just tell you, in short, what business models they have. Now, Zara, for example, it just works as a fast moving consumer goods. The fashion comes in and goes out very easily. So primarily the targeted at young and middle age, the fashion never goes out of style. It just goes out of stock. So before one order, finishes, the second lot is there. So it never goes out of style. That is its business model. Gillette, which we call as the razor and razor blade model. Here the idea is to sell the razor cheap, but the repeated business of razor blades you get. IKEA offers ready to assemble furniture at such low prices that others won't be able to offer. So it offers a high quality product at a relatively low price. Apple, it wants to give the best user experience. Apple is involved in designing and manufacturing its own operating system, application software, hardware, and services. Walmart, basically it provides wide variety of general merchandise at lower prices. So these are the business models which are followed by leaders. The same way we need to have our business model. Now let us see whether if it is possible to change a business model. There are yet some examples of other companies which have thrived by changing their business model instead of clinging on to those which they started with. Let's see a couple of such companies who really reinvented themselves. Now, Western Union, as you know, first it had started, if you all don't know it, it started as once best known for telegrams. It reinvented itself in money transfer business. And similarly, Facebook first formed for college students with .edu email IDs, was more like a secret society till it changed itself to become the most popular social network in terms of its unique views. So we saw that it is possible to change the business model, and there have been companies who have been successful after changing business model. But we go to what are the elements of making a good business model? One is the bottom line is it has to be profitable. Only a profitable business is an indicator of a viable business model. So that is a bottom line. So bottom line is always the bottom line. First element is the customer value proposition. Helping the customers to get an important job done, give them a competitive advantage based on your core strengths. The second aspect is the profit formula. You have to have your unique profit formula. The costs, every organization has the costs which are intrinsic to it. So all costs are not comparable. So you have to have a revenue model based on your costs and your break-even point and the contribution. The third factor is the key resources, the people, technology, facilities, which you should create for the customer. And how do these give us an advantage over others? Then we have the key processes. Your products and services should be able, now these services, which you have, always see that they can be replicated. So when they can be replicated, they are useful for growth. And that is why regular training of people, benchmarking, and standardization becomes important. These are just simple 4 elements of a business model. What happens is, normally, this is the way our customers ordinarily look at us. We are one amongst many. And this is the way our customers should look at us when we have a good business model. You have to stand out amongst all. Now, printing business is going to be different tomorrow. We all know. After this, once we restart from after the lockdown, it is going to be different. Therefore, we will have to be different. In other words, we will have to reimagine, reinvent, restructure, whatever you call it, you name it, ways of doing business. That is why we say redefining the model. Now, redefining of the model would depend upon the following. One is the characteristics, basic intrinsic characteristics of our industry, like changing technology, rising costs, excess capacity which we have, and increasing digitalization. And so many, there may be many. We have to think about these factors. Then special fallout of the COVID-19, such reasons may be disruption. There is going to be a tremendous disruption in the demand as well as the supply. So both elements, demand and supply of a commerce, they are going to get disrupted. There will be changed habits of the consumer. habits might change. He might try to, they might not spend so much, or they will spend wherever it is necessary. So these habits we'll have to see where they can spend, where they cannot spend. Health and hygiene will become important. Then there can be internal medical emergency. Some of our very good staff members or family members has some medical emergency because of this. Then there are certain economic and external factors also which we need to take into account. There will be a lot of corporate debt crisis. So probably while selecting your customers in future, you'll have to be very selective, because you never know when somebody will go bankrupt, or any of your vendors or whomsoever, like these people, you need to check on the corporate debt crisis. There will be increased unemployment, and this might turn in our favor, because you might get good candidates to be employed in your company, which hitherto these were a little more expensive. You might get them a little cheaper than what they were. High cost of finance and power is one of the major problems. The LIBOR rate, which is hovering around 1%, and we are being lent at around 9 to 10%. So this is a huge difference. This high cost of finance and power comes into play at times of exports, because then our costs are not, as long as we are selling domestically, we are at par. But when we are competing internationally, this becomes a little problem. Then infrastructure, which is not exactly ready. So these are certain factors which our business model will depend on. Then there are some stress points which we have. Consideration will also have to be given to these stress points. One is liquidity. Enough has been spoken on the liquidity. So how do I get that extra liquidity? Managing people. I know salaries, just payment of April salaries has become such a big issue. We would go beyond that. How to keep the teams motivated would become one of the major factors now. After all this, people should be also willing and ready to come to the organization and work positively. So that is one stress point. Customers. How do I keep the customers engaged? How do I keep them engaged? That becomes a point. New opportunities, and in this new normal, how to take the company forward. Considering all these points, we have to make our business model. So what do we actually do? First of all, I would say, as Mr. Kamal also said, that Narendra Parchuri said, we are here to make money. Even I would say that. So stop calling ourselves printers first and start calling ourselves businessmen. Think about the mistakes which we have done in the past that put us through setbacks. Consider all these characteristics of the industry and economy and be agile to whatever changes happen. Think about the key learnings during the lockdown. Based on these key learnings, this is going to be the new normal. And most importantly, decide what not to do. Once you decide what not to do, your focus will shift on to what to do. That will come into focus. And there you can call from COVID to vivid. So let us try to go from COVID to a vivid life. This focus, will ordinarily have to be on two things, basically, efficiency and growth. In an aging market, as you know, if you don't grow, you might not have enough business to be efficient. And if you are not efficient, you may not be able to grow. So both are interdependent in that way. Ways to be more efficient could be correct technology, well-defined standard operating procedures and workflow, automation, flexible labor, proper quality policy, good outsource partners. The next speakers who are going to come would be talking on this, so I'm not wasting much time on this. Ways to grow could be measuring the sales activity with the same passion as you measure the production activity. I've seen a tendency in people, they don't give so much importance to the sales review. So we have to give more importance to the sales activities also. Set a target, plan, act, measure, and adjust better than your competitor. Monitor, plan results, and take action wherever required. And we should target the high growth industries. Now, which are a fallout of the essential industries, we have to keep track which industries will go into growth. And accordingly, we have to readjust our plan. You can either be a product-focused company or a customer-focused company. See, I will tell you a small example here in our line of business. A person, maybe a person manufacturing tags, and we have one in our audience today. Maybe later on during the question answer session, we can talk to him. He's just manufacturing garment tags. Okay, now in that sense, it becomes a product focused company. Then another person who is a service his customers. So he is customer centric. Within an organization also, you may have these, you could call them strategic business units, SBUs they are called. You could have strategic business unit to cater to a different line, a different vertical, so that you can concentrate properly and make a business model depending on the line of business. So you can make strategic business units within the same organization also. The last is the new opportunities. How do I take forward the new normal? You have to have the readiness to press the reset button, learn virtual working, build new relationships, explore different avenues, verticals. Strategic collaborations will become the norm, or maybe formation of clusters for higher technology. Embrace exponential technology and continuous improvement programs. So these are some things which will take us forward. That's all from my side. Thank you. And anything else I will be happy to take it in the question answer session.
Yeah, thank you, Udayji, for stressing upon theory of three: sustain and revive after the lockdown. Some of the examples of business models, then changing business model, then elements of good business model, and ways to grow. Thank you, Udayji, for sharing your insight. Moving forward, our next speaker, Mudresh Purohit. Printing is his passion and joined the family-owned printing business in 1984, which was established in 1932, his family business, on the security 100 list being published by Print Week. Currently, he is the GC member of AFMP and the past president of Ahmedabad Printing Press Association. He is actively engaged with his 3 printing plants with more than 500 workforce. Now, I would like to request Mudresh Purohit to share his insights. Over to Mudresh ji.
Namaste. Thank you, Uday bhai. It's a good presentation. दिन प्रतिदिन जब भी मैं आपका स्लाइड देखता हूँ तो कुछ ना कुछ नया आप ऐड करते जाते अकॉर्डिंग टू द टाइम. बचपन में हम लोग एक गेम खेला करते थे, स्टैच्यू. मतलब जब बच्चे खेलते थे, कोई आके बोलता था स्टैच्यू, सब एज इट इज खड़े रह जाते थे. फिर थोड़ी देर के बाद बोलते कि एज इट इज, फिर सब लोग अपने अपनी पोजीशन पे जाके रिसेट होके अपना काम करते थे. सो ये कोविड जो है, कोविड says a statue. So we all are in the statue position. After the lockdown, whatever the dates is convenient to the government, as per their administration, health administration, they will announce that lockdown is over, now statue is over, and start your work. So the challenge is this, कि गवर्नमेंट के लॉकडाउन बोलने से अपना कोरोना के सामने फाइट खत्म होता है? नहीं होता है. तो उसके बाद हमें क्या करना है? एक चीज मुझे याद आ रही है, मैं यहाँ पर नाम नहीं देना चाहता ताकि कुछ कंट्रोवर्सीज खड़ी हो सकती है पॉलिटिकल वजह से, लेकिन जिसने भी वो बोला था बहुत सही बोला था. उनको बोला कि आप लोगों का जीतने का राज क्या है? तो जिसने भी वो आंसर दिया था कि ठीक है, 2 टीम जब खेलती है तो एक टीम सोचती है कि हम हारेंगे नहीं, और दूसरी टीम बोलती है कि हम कैसे जीतेंगे, उसमें लगे रहते हैं. तो जो लोग सोचते हैं हम कैसे जीतेंगे, वो लोग जीत जाते थे, और जो टीम सोचती थी कि हम कैसे हारेंगे नहीं, वो लोग जीत नहीं सकते थे. तो हमें भी यही सोचना है अकॉर्डिंग टू टाइम, हमें कैसे जीतना है. कोरोना आया गया, जो भी आता है वो जाता है, कोई भी चीज शाश्वत नश्वर नहीं है. अकॉर्डिंग टू द गीता, आने वाला है वो जाने वाला है. एक बात समझ लीजिए। एंड विद द प्रिंटर वी आर द सोल्जर्स। बहुत सारे लोग कहते हैं प्रिंटिंग इंडस्ट्री में तो आप सोल्जर होना चाहिए। मैं बोलता हूँ सोल्जर और वॉरियर्स में एक फर्क है। जब वॉर नहीं होती है तो हम लोग सोल्जर हैं, और जब वॉर होती है तो हम वॉरियर्स होते हैं। नाउ द कोरोना इज वॉर। लास्टली वर्ल्ड वॉर के बारे में सब लोग बात किया है, बहुत सारे डेटास वगैरह आ रहे हैं कि वर्ल्ड वॉर में ये हुआ, ये ठीक है। जो हम लोगों ने में से, मैं उस उम्र पे हूँ जो पुरानी जनरेशन देखी है, नई जनरेशन देख रहा हूँ, लेकिन हमने तो ये कोल्ड वॉर देखा है कोरोना का। तो ये वॉर के सामने हमको कैसे लड़ना है, कैसे जीतना है। सो वी आर वॉरियर्स। प्रिंटिंग इंडस्ट्री एक ऐसी इंडस्ट्री है जिनका नाम कहीं नहीं देखा जाता, कहीं हमारे मेमोरियल्स नहीं होते हैं। इंडस्ट्री में हमारा जो महत्व है इतना है, we need a birth certificate is in a printed version, we need a death certificate is in a printed version. So in the both the cases we need a printing industry. So इतना हमारा महत्व है। So लोग बोलते हैं कि मेरे प्रेस वाले को मैं बुला देता हूँ। Why प्रेस वाला? It is like we are treated as a बस्ती वाला। No, उदय भाई आपने बोला कि हमको हमारा जो स्टेटस है वो बढ़ाना चाहिए। वी आर इन ए सच इंडस्ट्री जहां पर इतने सारे हम आगे हैं। लोग हमको क्यों अंडर एस्टिमेट करते हैं, और अंडर एस्टिमेट करने में हमारा ही रोल है। हम लोग तय करें कि हमको कल क्या है, क्या करके दिखाना है। लेट अस थिंक अबाउट डे वन। हम में से किसी न किसी ने जब या तो अपने पिताजी की इंडस्ट्री में जुड़े, या दादाजी की इंडस्ट्री में जुड़े, या खुद इंडस्ट्री शुरू की है, या बिजनेस शुरू किया है। तो डे वन हम कहां पर थे? वही डे वन की पोजीशन को कल लॉकडाउन खत्म होने के बाद सोच के हम आगे बढ़ेंगे। तो हम सबसे ज्यादा खुश लोग हैं कि अपने पास इतना सारा कुछ है आगे बढ़ने के लिए, इतना सारा बढ़िया प्लेटफॉर्म है। तो ये हमको अब दिखेगा। जब हम डे वन अपना सोचेंगे पास का, तो अपने पास क्या था? ग्रैंडफादर की हुए 2 मशीन थे, एक ऑफिस था। आज सब लोग प्लांट, प्रेस, उससे आगे की डेफिनेशन में बढ़ चुके हैं। पहले 1 लाख रुपए की बात करने में लोग बड़ा दिखता था, करोड़ रुपए की बात में लोग ठीक लगते हैं। तो हमको सोचना है आगे। समय बदल रहा है, समय के साथ हम क्या टेक्नोलॉजी लेके आएंगे। दिस इज द राइट टाइम टू इन्वेस्ट इन न्यू थिंग्स। हमारी इन्वेंट्री कॉस्ट कम करनी है। सेल्स वाले हमारे पास मधुमक्खियां जैसे आ जाती है गुड़ के ऊपर, ऐसे आ जाएंगे, ये ले लो, वो ले लो, ये टर्म्स, वो टर्म्स। हमें सोच समझ के हमारी इन्वेंट्री करनी है। जो लिक्विडिटी मैनेजमेंट की बात है इसके साथ जुड़ी हुई है। सेविंग्स फर्स्ट थिंग है। हम लोगों को ये 50 दिनों में पता लग गया है कि हमारी क्या बेसिक नेसेसिटी है। प्लांट जब शुरू करेंगे, प्रेस शुरू करेंगे, हमारी ऑफिस शुरू करेंगे, तब हमको फिर से एक चेकलिस्ट हमारी रेडी है। इतने दिनों में हमको इतनी चीज के बिना चल गया, इतनी चीजों के बिना नहीं चलने वाला है। और ग्रेट एसेट इज अवर एचआर। बहुत सारे दिनों से एक चीज मैं सुनता आ रहा हूँ कि लेट अस डिस्कस, लेट अस राइट अ लेटर टू द गवर्नमेंट फॉर द नॉट टू पे सैलरी, टू डिडक्ट द सैलरी। मैं थोड़ा इस मामले में डिफर हो रहा हूँ। मेरा ये कहना है, हर एक ने कम से कम 10 साल ये इंडस्ट्री में निकाले। अभी जितने भी दोस्त सुन रहे हैं, मैं सबको पूछ रहा हूँ, कम से कम 10 साल सबने निकाले होंगे। 10 साल में हर एक अपना एक पेंसिल लेके दिमाग में, अपना तो सबका इंडियंस का कैलकुलेटर उंगली पे होता है, दिमाग में होता है। बाद में कैलकुलेटर तो क्या एक प्रोसेस है, सोचने का टाइम, क्या प्राइस कोट किया जाए या क्या गिनती कोट किया जाए, वरना दिमाग में सब कुछ रेडी रखना रहता है। 10 साल में किसका ग्रोथ नीचे गया, अगर नीचे गया तो कितना % गया, और 10 साल का एवरेज निकाले तो नुकसान में है, नहीं है। 10 साल में हमने कम से कम कुछ न कुछ नए डेवलपमेंट किए, नई जगह लिए, नए मशीन लिए, नए आइडियाज इंप्लीमेंट किए हैं, नई गाड़ियां ली है, नए घर बनाए, अच्छी तरह से अपनी लिविंग स्टाइल को अपग्रेड, अपस्केल किया है। तो किसकी वजह से? क्लाइंट, वर्क और वर्कर्स। मैं फर्स्ट रेफरेंस दे रहा हूं अपनी एचआर, अपनी टीम, अपने वर्कर्स। अपनी ग्रोथ में अपने वर्कर्स का उतना ही रोल है जितना अपना फैमिली मेंबर्स का। तो मेरे हिसाब से एक चीज है कि 1 महीना ऐसा गया, दूसरा महीना ठीक क्या करेंगे, तीसरे महीने में मर जाएंगे, ये सोच हम निकाल दे। लॉकडाउन खुलने के बाद सब कुछ वही पोजीशन पे आ जाएगा। समंदर में तो पूरा तूफान आता है, उसके बाद में तूफान थम जाता है तो फिर शिप अपने रूट पे चलने लगती है, उसको साइबरनेटिक वो बोलते हैं। ठीक है, हम लोग भी उसी पोजीशन से हम निकल जाएंगे और निकलना चाहते हैं और निकल ही जाएंगे, क्योंकि हम लोगों की इनर स्ट्रेंथ इतनी सारी है हम प्रिंटर्स की, क्योंकि हम तो डेली चैलेंज से काम करने वाले लोग हैं। इस प्रिंटर क्या ऐसा है कि सुबह में गया शाम तक का मेरे इतना शेड्यूल है और वही शेड्यूल से मैं करके आया? नो, मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ वी प्रिंटर लाइक गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट। कब इमरजेंसी आती है हमें पता ही नहीं, और इमरजेंसी आती है तो हम इमरजेंसी को मेट करके रिजल्ट डिलीवर करके हम फिर दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट में लग जाते हैं। जिसके यहाँ जो काम किया वो करके जाके उसका पार्टी मरेगी, उसका इनॉग्रल सेरेमनी मरेगा, हम लोग दूसरी डिलीवरी में बिजी हो जाते हैं। ये स्टाइल से हम लोग जीने वाले लोग हैं, तो हम लोगों तो कहीं डरने की बात ही नहीं है। सेकंड थिंग, हम लोगों में इतनी स्ट्रेंथ है, क्यों हम लोग गवर्नमेंट से कोई भी हेल्प की सोचते हैं कि भी गवर्नमेंट हमको ये करेगा, गवर्नमेंट हमको ये स्कीम देगा। ठीक है, गवर्नमेंट देगा, हमको लिखना चाहिए, मांगना चाहिए, लेकिन गवर्नमेंट देगा तो हमारा कुछ अच्छा होगा, ये चीज दिमाग से निकाल दीजिए। जब सरेक ने बिजनेस शुरू किया तो गवर्नमेंट जो सब्सिडी दे रही थी वो सब्सिडी बहुत नॉमिनल थी, तब हमारी जिंदगी की शुरुआत थी। अब हम उस मुकाम पे पहुंचे हैं जिस मुकाम से हम लोग यूं थे, यूं आए, फिर यूं आगे जाना है। ये हम लोग बहुत क्लियर कर ले। मेरी बहुत छोटी सी दो ही बातें हैं कि हर एक लोग अपनी स्ट्रेंथ है, स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ेगी और स्ट्रेंथ रहेगी, उसी में लगे रहे। हमको किसी की हेल्प की जरूरत नहीं है। हाँ, एक हेल्प हम लोग एक दूसरे को करेंगे। जिस भी प्रिंटर को, जो क्लस्टर वाली बात है, कम्यून वाली बात है, स्ट्रेटेजिक बिजनेस यूनिट वाली उदय भाई आपने जो बात कही वो है। एक प्रिंटर के पास लेमिनेशन की कैपेसिटी, एक के पास सीटीपी की सरप्लस कैपेसिटी है, एक के पास कोई 4 कलर की ज्यादा सरप्लस कैपेसिटी, एक के पास वेब की सरप्लस कैपेसिटी है, दूसरे को उसका काम है, तो एक दूसरे को हेल्प करके क्लस्टर बिजनेस शुरू करें तभी। और सेकंड थिंग, नो कॉम्पिटिटर, नो कॉम्पिटिटर, वी आर पार्टनर इन प्रोग्रेस। ये चीज हम अपने दिमाग में पक्का कर ले। ऑल द प्रिंटर्स आर पार्टनर इन प्रोग्रेस। मैंने 5 साल पहले मेरे एक सेंटेंस बनाया था, वी आर द प्रिंटर फॉर द प्रिंटर्स। कस्टमर बाद में, आई एम द प्रिंटर फॉर द प्रिंटर्स। इतना ही मेरा कहना है। सबको मेरी बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। आगे बढ़िए, सब लोग खुश रहेंगे। फैमिली और घर, हम सब ने हाउस बनाए थे, हाउस होम में कन्वर्ट हो गए पिछले 50 दिनों में। सब लोगों ने अपना घर का कोना कोना अब आराम से देखा होगा। रिलायंस की, अनिल अंबानी की बात छोड़िए, हम लोगों की बात करिए। हमारे जितने भी घर हमने बनाए थे, घर में जितने लोग रहते थे, घर के लोग नहीं, घर के फैमिली की डेफिनेशन हमको पता लग गई। सब एक दूसरे को, अड़ोस पड़ोस से लगे सब लोग एक दूसरे को पहचानने लगे, जानने लगे। वैल्यूज फैमिली की सबको पता लगने लगी। तो ये सब गॉड की गिफ्ट मानिए आप। रोने का कहीं पर भी किसी को हक नहीं है। हमको इतना बढ़िया मौका मिल गया। आप एक बात बताइए, कभी प्रिंटिंग इंडस्ट्रीज में कभी नहीं इतना वेकेशन सोचा है? हम गुजरात में तो दिवाली की 7 दिन की छुट्टियां मनाते हैं, बंगाल में दुर्गा पूजा की छुट्टियां मनाते होंगे, लेकिन और कहीं भी प्रिंटिंग इंडस्ट्री में इतनी कभी छुट्टियां मिली थी? कभी नहीं मिली। और टेंशन फ्री छुट्टी। टेंशन का है, ठीक है, 1 महीने का अपना लिक्विडिटी थोड़ा हिल मिला गया, अरे पूरा शेयर मार्केट गिरता है फिर खड़ा होता है। इतने लोग को अबजों रुपीस का लॉसेस होता है, हम लोगों को कहाँ लॉस ही है। ये पूरी इनर मीटिंग है इंडस्ट्रीज के। हम पूरे मालिक लोग सुन रहे हैं, टॉप मैनेजमेंट सुन रही है, आगे क्या करना है। वही जो बिजनेस है उसको संभाल के रखेंगे तो भी हम जग जीत जाएंगे। इतना ही मेरा कहना है। सबको मेरी शुभकामनाएं। एंजॉय द लाइफ, दैट्स इट।
Yeah. Thank you, Mudresh ji, for giving a positive thought to the industry, stressing upon printing as a warrior, importance of printing in our daily lives, then platform to perform and grow, reducing the inventory cost and liquidity management, and finally, partners in progress is a tagline. Thank you, Mudresh ji, for such a nice and valuable your thoughts. Moving forward, our next speaker, Anup Venugopalan. He holds a bachelor's degree in printing technology from MIT Manipal and topped up with an MBA from Kingston University, London. He is the second generation printer and currently looks after the family owned Onsora offset as a director technical. His responsibilities include the techno-commercial aspects, research and development involved for the future growth of the organization. He is also a G7 expert. Now, I would like to request Anup Venugopalan to share his thoughts. Over to Anup.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for the introduction. I welcome all the panelists and all the members. And thank you for the opportunity to present this. I think most of the points have already been told. It's very positive and optimistic we are at this moment. So I would just like to touch upon the situation right now, what is going through our minds and what may be going through our machines and what should go through our machines in future. That's what I would like to touch upon. And roughly Indian print industry, according to Statistica Resource, is around 33,320 crore rupees in INR, or 333.2 billion as per 2020. So that is the volume of our industry. It is a very huge industry if you really look into it, and it is very much fragmented. Somehow we have to unite it together. As Mr. Mudresh ji had told, if we have the spare capacity of all our machines, probably we could export more than any other country to a certain extent, I think so, if we collaborate and work forward. And coming back to the stakeholders and yourself, I would like to look at what Dhoteji had already told, like as a leader, what you should do at yourself first. So probably I think you should look into your time, as you got the biggest asset now, time, which is bigger than money now. Because time, we have got it now. So let us utilize the time well. So I thought, like, why should split that time into three part, like my time, family time, and work time. And usme, like, you can just think about yourself, can have some me time, because what is happening now is, when the corona started or the situation started, we were all in our comfort zones. And from that, we have slowly moved on to fear zone with all the media and other things coming up. And from that, through all these webinars, we have gone into the learning mode actually. Now with almost the lockdown coming to an end, we are thinking about the growth zone. I think that is where the webinars are also being slowly going up the levels. So we are all on the move now. So I think in this my time, we have already thought about what all things need to be done, make a plan accordingly. And of course, the family time is also there. You have spent a lot of time with your family. You would have done a lot of planning in future. And coming back to work time, I think we need to really look at the stakeholders. And what I have done for myself is I have splitted my day into compartmentalizing into these three aspects. So I'm working on stakeholders for partners and other directors. We have got other directors also. So whether they are in which zone actually, whether they are in the comfort zone, whether in the fear zone, whether in the learning zone, whether in the growth zone. So all our directors and partners should be in the same level. When we are talking the same thing, they should understand it. And where are our peer industry leaders, in which zone they are actually, that also matters. And what about the supply chain and vendors? Where are they exactly? Are they talking about positive growth, or are they talking about the older situations? And how about our employees, the biggest asset of our company? In which zone they are? Have you talked about in the right way to them? How, in what mental state they are, whether they are coming to work? So you should really work on that. And not but the least, customers. In which mindset they are actually. We have to bring them to the learning zone and growth zone. It is our responsibility to bring them. Nobody will do that for us. We need to look at it as a business, as Uday Dhoteji has told. Printing is a business, and we should talk about the volume of this business and how we are contributing to the society. Printing and packaging, I think this is the right time. We are getting a limelight because government has made it an essential category. So a lot of people know that packaging and newspaper and other segments are in the essential category, and people have believed that it exists. Earlier, nobody used to think about printing. It was taken for granted. So you used to get everything in your palm top. So now they know it is not like that. So So that is what I think is actually coming back to essentials. I think the industry will open up from essentials to essentials chain. What I mean is we have started with an essential service for labels and food packaging, and our essential service providers, they may be our ink, the raw material suppliers, they have also started to work parallelly. So slowly like that, our service providers, like the machine maintenance guys, all their backups and all those things, slowly it will open up. I think that is going to be the slow growth. Like that, their essential service providers need to start working. So that essential to essential chain will slowly work, and we will definitely go slow and sure for growth factor. Another thing is collaborative leadership. I think it is the need of the hour. It has already been talked upon, and we should look for tie-ups. That is what I would suggest. And certain areas where I'm going to consumer behavior, certain areas the consumers, even us, we have gone 10 years ahead, and certain areas we have gone 10 years below as well. Like in terms of taking into digital, we have gone more into digital now. So probably 10 years ahead we have reached, earlier than we might have thought actually. So in terms of reading ebooks, and I have started reading ebooks. I never used to read ebooks much. I have started to read ebooks, and I have gone into digital as well a lot. So, and certain things we understood that development was not going in the right way, and it is also the part of Mother Earth showing us that, nature showing us that we need to slow down in certain areas, and then we need to retrospect and take a call accordingly. Certain areas are going up, certain area we need to rethink of the development activities which is also going. I think when we rethink the developing activities, that is where we come into picture. What all things may change, what all things are going to come new, what all things are going to cease to exist. So in that way, if you're really thinking, a lot of things to work on. So when we're coming to marketing channels, like what is our marketing or branding manager, or as Udayji already told, the products that we're already supplying to the market, what are they thinking? What is in their heads? It is important for us to know to make our strategy according to that. I think that is the critical point now. So you should do an impact study, everybody, whatever industry you are. पहले देखो आपका प्रोडक्ट्स कितना स्पेक्ट्रम है, कितना परसेंटेज प्रोडक्ट्स में है, कितना परसेंटेज सर्विस में है. आपको कस्टमर को प्रोफाइल करो आप. They are, whether they are service providers, they are manufacturers, what maybe they be thinking, what is their budget for future, and how much budget they may assign for printing, and future segments profiling karke, like next 3 years mein ye business, what all business sectors will be thriving. So try to get into those segments. If you're already not there, cut certain segments out. So it needs a lot of work, lot of planning. So that is where we have to get into that learning zone and growth zone. Otherwise, we won't be able to work on or work around this. And just coming back to probably, I just thought about a small thing. So normally when a sales happen, there's 3 parts: pre-sales, sales, and a customer service or after sales service. So where exactly is printing industry on that? Whether we are creating new products for pre-sales, that may move to digital. That's what I think. Brochures and little bit, I think pre-sale activities will go. Sales is still probably face-to-face. You may have to meet once or twice for the actual sale to happen sometimes. There could be a reason for, you need to create a lot of products for that. And after sales customer service as well, certain products can be done to customer retention and all those activities. And when it comes to product, again, product re-engineering is there. So that is where I think every printer should have an R&D department now for new product development. Even if you're not in packaging or be in commercial, whatever digital, whatever segment you are, I think there's R&D department and new product development. Your people should create at least 5 new products every month. And it should be taken to the roundtable discussion. It should be approved. It should be talked to customers whether it can be possible or not. It can lead to collaborative developments. That's what I believe. And of course, the world is looking to India now. Due to we are number 1 in the healthcare sector now. We are becoming in that, and we have to show the world that printing industry is also number 1 in Indian printing industry. What I mean in terms of benchmarks, we should surpass or equal to the world benchmarks. We should be looking into standardization. We should make our press top notch. Whoever comes and visit our press, we should be export ready, as a lot of people we have already been discussing. A lot of challenges towards that. I think we can start baby steps. I think the Indian printing industry, I think the National Awards for Excellence in Printing is also a benchmark. So how to get benchmarks like these so that the Indian printing industry, it is not the company alone. The Indian print industry's name should go afloat. Our name should come first in their minds when it comes to products or when it comes to our requirements. And just coming to technology part, I think what all technologies we can think about. I think with Drupa around the corner, it has been reshifted. So I think everybody is, we don't know what to do now. So probably whatever we might have thoughts on the short-term basis and the long-term basis should change now, according to, because I've seen a lot of companies migrating to mask manufacturing, which we never thought. Even a couple of, I think, packaging printers have moved to that. And so we are also started to printing mask leaflets. That is what we have started and printing. So it is all new things which we have never thought which is happening. So I think the investment portfolio, we cannot say, पता नहीं कैसे चलेंगे आगे. So it depends on a lot of factors. I think Drupa, it is the toughest thing for Drupa, I think, so what they should showcase now. So Drupa should be confused. So I think it will be a trendsetter. जैसे मैंने लिखा था पहले बिफोर ड्रूपा शॉर्ट टर्म में क्या करना है, लॉन्ग टर्म में क्या करना है. मैंने जब जो लिस्ट देखा था फॉर दिस प्रेजेंटेशन, आई थिंक it will do a lot of work on that. So I cannot comment exactly. I will just say a couple of things, and probably digital technologies with value addition could be a thing. I think labels, packaging, sheet fed, whatever it may be. Probably augmented reality, which can also work. You need to figure out in which segment it will work. And probably manufacturing, inkjet technology can come back for a lot of color production and consistency. And multi-substrate is another advantage with the UV inks and flatbeds coming up. In this segment, I think we should partner, printing industry should partner with signage industries. I think what the printing industries of America and STI have done, I think there are a lot of collaboration. I think IPAMA has also joined the Sign Expo, concurrent to Printing Expo. It is slowly the world is collaborating. The US also, the outdoor segment is linking to this. So I think that area we need to really think about. A lot of collaborations happening there. And probably RFID and coding, probably contactless technologies. I think that is going to come up in future in retail and e-commerce and other activities. So where we can really look into it should be another area. And probably print on demand and digital asset management. Probably it will help on the longer run. Probably web to print can also be an offshoot from that. And I believe security printing is it. I think it is going to grow leaps and bounds. I think with the pharmaceutical industry and healthcare in much demand, I think, and also there's sanitizers and all those personal care equipments, counterfeit products will come up. So I think brands will be more conscious now for security enhancements. I think that area will definitely grow according to me. And I think it will only work with a combination of technologies, be it LED, UV screen printing, not conventional offset printing alone. A lot of combination needs to be done. And of course, I don't know, 3D printing can also help solve certain issues. That's what I think. And apart from what, this is what short term you can work on. Probably on the long term, I think the automation and robotics is already there. I think in Kerala, we have introduced robots for to welcome the COVID-19 patients, so that interactions is working. So I think a lot of things are working out. So in our factory also, probably the receptionist may move to something like this. So there is no contact coming into our, so it's all safety and other aspects. So I think first business models will evolve around safety and hygiene, and then probably the needs and wants of the industry will need to be taken care of. I think that's what I would suffice upon mostly, I guess. Yes, sir. That would be it. I think so. I think I wish we regrow and हम लोग fastly with all the optimism coming in. Let us not wait for anybody else. Let us start by ourselves. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Anu, for your valuable insights, like stressing upon time as the biggest asset of current situation, then division of time, then employee as the biggest asset for any organization, then identification of printing and packaging by common people, including the government sector, then collaborative leadership, then tie-ups, then stressing upon research and development and new product development sector, then the booming of security printing sector, and giving thoughts to the technological front. Thank you, Anup, for your valuable words. Moving forward, our next speaker, Sandeep Bhargava. He holds a BTech degree in electrical engineering from IIT Madras. In addition to this, he has a certificate course from Indian Institute of Packaging, then a business management from IIM Ahmedabad and University of Rotterdam, Germany. He has more than 30 years of expertise in the field of printing and packaging. Currently, he is the managing director of Kumar Printers. Now, I would like to request Sandeep ji to share his thoughts and insight. Over to Sandeep.
Hello and good morning, everybody. It's still 3 minutes for the afternoon, so it's still morning. I've been listening to all the learned people talk before my session came up. So there'll be a lot of overlaps and there'll be maybe a few points which are new. So I have decided to sort of bifurcate my discussion into two parts. One is for the internal environment of the company. The other is for the external environment. And these are basically two different environments essentially which the company operates with. And in the internal environment, if you start with, you need to start with the business owner or the essential stakeholders first. And in these times of health uncertainty or different types of other uncertainty, I would say taking care of one's health and also the health of all the family members is extremely important, because they are the first support system. If something happens, they should be there for you and they should be all well and they should be fine. And I wish everybody to be staying healthy and safe in this difficult time. Secondly, I would say that we need to take care of our people who have helped us come this far in business, who help us every day in the time of need, who manage our work, who actually work on the machines. We need to take care of all the people who are working in the business with us. That's probably the most important thing right now. And we have to make sure that all of these be treated as part of a big family and we all come out together safe and sound, ready for the next phase of action. Thirdly, we need to be in touch with all our customers, because every day is a new day, literally. Every day, we get news of something else happening outside, something else happening with the customers changing their requirement, because we've been making, packaging right after the shutdown took place. So we have some, sort of insight into how our customers are behaving, because their own production lines are not working as smoothly and as efficiently as they normally do. They tend to change the schedules very often. So we need to be very, very closely connected to the customers to understand their requirement and also to understand what is happening to their business, so that we know exactly how they will behave and where the business will be once this lockdown ends, once this corona period ends, maybe after 6 months, 8 months, who knows. So it's a very uncertain time. Then all of us are cash trapped right now. Internally, we have some reserves, but those reserves will go down very fast in the coming 3, 4, 5 months, because none of us probably will be doing the same kind of business as we would have been doing earlier. So we need to manage and conserve our cash and spend whatever cash we have very judiciously. And also we need to be very, very proactive in our recovering the payments from our clients, because the clients would also be in a similar situation. They would also be facing a cash crunch. They would also be facing this kind of uncertainty where the next payment or the recovery is going to come from. So we need to be very judicious in working with our cash right now. We need to conserve everything that we can till the times are better, until we are assured that things are going to go up from here. Secondly, we need to also manage our suppliers, because our suppliers also need to be in good shape by the time this lockdown period, this COVID period ends. So if our suppliers are not there to support us in those times, we might have difficulty servicing our clients. So we need to make sure that our suppliers also survive this difficult period, and they also are ready to help us when this whole emergency ends. As far as the external environment is concerned, if we look around us, we look at all the other countries who had this terrible situation much before we did. For example, China or Italy or US or UK for that matter. We will notice that the economy and the human sort of travails, it follows a somewhat similar path. What happened in China 6 months back is happening in the US right now. It might happen in India maybe 2 months down the line. That's what the experts are saying, that the peak will happen sometime, let's say, towards the end of June or maybe sometime in July. So whatever is happening in US may be happening in India later on. So all of us need to be prepared for that. We need to be prepared for the difficult period. And we also somehow, if we can, draw conclusions from what is happening in countries which are sort of coming out of this. For example, Taiwan is almost out of it. China is trying to come out of it. And if you read the news articles, the industries in China is also suffering because there are not many takers for their products currently. US is closed, Europe is closed. So we need to prepare for that phase as well. It's good to be optimistic, but I feel it's better to be cautious. So if you look at all the news reports, and not so much on WhatsApp, personally, I'm not a very big fan of WhatsApp. What goes on WhatsApp, half of it is, out of nowhere. So personally, I rely on news channels or, what I can read on the net, various articles, opinions of experts. And every expert also has their own point of view. So we need to mix at least 3, 4, 5 experts' opinions together, distill it, and then see whether it suits the conditions that we are in or not. So the external environment is very important to watch and take lessons from. That's one of the things which I am doing every day now, because to be prepared, it's like looking into the future. If we are looking at companies and we are looking at businesses, we are looking at countries which have already started coming out of it, it might give us an insight of how to deal with the post-COVID situation. Of course, every country, every situation, every business is different. But if you have that insight, maybe you'll be better prepared to deal with your own business here. And as of now, the times are very fluid. Things are changing daily. Some areas which are not under lockdown suddenly can get locked down overnight. So the businesses which are working in a particular area one day might get locked down the other day. So we have to be prepared for that situation as well, as far as our business is concerned. So that way the external environment can influence us even now. Because I've had the situation 2 days back where ITC sheeting facility was locked down by the authorities because they found some 2-3 COVID cases in the same area. Luckily, the ITC people were able to get the permission to run their sheeting plant again. So we were out of the situation of crisis, but things could have been very different. And if that had happened, if the ITC godown had been locked, then obviously we would not have been able to supply our customers as well. So we need to watch the external environment very carefully, look out for new situations, prepare for them, prepare for any eventuality, whatever we can, given the constraints of the current times. And of course, we should not lose hope. I think one of the panelists, it was, I think Manuji, who said that we are like gynecologists. We have to manage deliveries come what may, and we have to move from crisis to crisis. And this period is, proving to be exactly that. So I think that was a good example, and we need to be prepared for any emergency in this time. And also perhaps we can, if we are, taking a lesson from other countries, other businesses, we can perhaps be prepared for what is going to come. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep ji, for stressing upon the internal environment and the external environment, then managing the conservation, managing the cash flow, then managing the suppliers, then being optimistic and looking at the future. Thank you for your thoughts. Moving forward, our last speaker of today's webinar, Manu Chaudhary. He holds a bachelor's degree in computer science from NIT Nagpur, MS in print media from RIT USA, and specialized in color management. Currently, he is the director of CDC Printers, Kolkata. Now, I would like to request Manu Chaudhary to share his insights. Over to Manu.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Kamalji. Thank you, Professor, for having me as part of such an esteemed group. It's lovely to be here and to speak in front of such a wonderful audience. The topic on which I'll be discussing is optimization of production systems. So I have split my topic into 3 parts. In the first part, I'm going to talk about the current state of production systems in most of the small and medium companies like ours. The second part, I'll talk about one of the best systems that one can imagine. And finally, the third part, we at CDC, what we are trying to do, how we are trying to come closer to what we want to achieve and how to take it further. So let's start with the first part. So currently, when we walk into most of the plants, we see work in progress materials waiting to be processed in front of many work centers. And it's the plant is so much full of work in progress that it comes to a point that if they had more space, they would probably produce even more. And the customer order spends most of the time in waiting in front of the resources rather than being processed. The supervisors are always shifting priorities depending on which customer servicing team or the client is shouting more. So essentially, the production system that we currently have is the more the customer shouts, the faster we deliver. And eventually, most of the customers have to follow up rigorously to make sure they get their orders delivered on time. Moreover, we find most of the people in our plant absolutely busy doing something very genuine. They're busy doing something or the other. And the point is, if so many people are working continuously and still we are unable to ship most of the deliveries on time. So there is some kind of some kind of gap which is there. Now, let me give you an example of a completely opposite category of a plant. So this is a real case taken up from Harvard Business Review. This is of one of the Toyota assembly lines plant in North America. So they have a single vendor for their car seats, which is something the most expensive part that they're outsourcing. And obviously they're manufacturing different models, and each model have different variants, and then there'll be different fabrics and colors. So there are probably hundreds and thousands of possibilities of car seats that a car would require. And Toyota uses a single assembly line for a similar sized cars, irrespective of models or variants. So what happens in that scenario is when a car starts its journey from the assembly line, information regarding its model, variant, the fabric, or whatever the seat is required is sent to the manufacturing vendor for the car seat in real time. As soon as the information is received by the vendor, the car seat vendor starts assembling of that particular seat in his plant. And as the car moves through the assembly line of the Toyota plant, the car seats moves parallelly in the car seats manufacturer's plant. Finally, the car seat is inspected, packed, put on a container or trailer, and that trailer carries around 50 to 60 seats, and it is shipped to the Toyota plant, which takes around 30 minutes, the shipment time. On reaching the Toyota plant, the seats are unloaded in exactly the same order as they were loaded in, and it is put on a conveyor, feeder conveyor. This feeder conveyor directly takes the car seats onto the Toyota assembly line where the seats need to be put up. And it just so magically happens that every time the car and its corresponding seats are always available at the right time and at the right place. So this is the kind of dream relationship that our production system should have with our customers. It has to be completely integrated. And unfortunately, the scenario that we have, it's completely different from what Toyota has managed to do it with its Toyota production systems, which is probably the best in the world. Now for the third part, what we at CDC are trying to do. We are sort of following the advice from Dr. Goldratt. He's written this famous book, The Goal. And I advise that anybody has not read that book, we should read it at least twice during this lockdown. It's the best possible book on operations. So we have made sure that our printing machines are bottleneck in our plant. That is, all the other operations that we have, let's say folding, binding, sewing, punching, pasting, they're all faster than our printing presses. This ensures that whatever we print gets converted into finished product really quickly rather than being kept at waiting stage. The rest, again, the other challenge that we've tried to solve is the only scheduling and rescheduling, the fighting that we need to do, we do it only at the printing stage, when we are scheduling in the printing presses. The rest of the operations that we have, they follow the same priority. So there is no discussion if you're standing in front of a punching machine, which job should be punched first. Whatever got printed first will get punched first because we have already set the priority in the printing stage. So this ensures the work in progress in front of each resources are not adding up. Moreover, we've also done is we've designed the buffer area in front of each of the resources to be very limited. And if that buffer area is full of work in progress, we ask the previous process to stop producing. This is similar to the Kanban system which Toyota follows, only we are using as a buffer space instead of the bins that they're using. So this ensures, even if that means that we have to stop the printing press from producing, this ensures the work in progress is completely limited in the plant, and this has shortened our delivery period to a great extent. There is very less waiting period compared to our previous model where we were doing. We are also able to predict the delivery date right at the planning stage, depending on when we are planning that printing job. And during the lockdown, we've also managed to create a mobile app, and all the information regarding the jobs can be viewed by our customers on their mobile. And they would probably have even more information compared to their customer relationship manager. So they would probably have more information than even me regarding what is the status of the jobs, when was their job printed, what is the delivery schedule. So these are the kind of transparencies we're trying to bring about and trying to come closer to the dream of having a plant similar to Toyota plant that I just described. So with that, I'd like to end the presentation that I have. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Manu. Thanks, Manu, for stressing upon the current plant situation, especially for the medium and small size print houses. Then best system to one can imagine. Then working system at CDC printer. It's a concise one and it's a very useful one. Thank you all the panelists for sharing your valuable thoughts. Now it is over to Kamalji. Kamal sir.
Thank you very much, all the panelists. Before we go to question and answer session, I have some information for all the attendees and panelists also. Offshore Printer Association is organizing these webinars since 11th of April. Now, discussion on COVID is of no use. That happened, and maybe we have to live with it now. As Anu was telling, Corona at least taught us to remain disciplined, taught us how to be hygiene and allowed to live in healthy way. Maybe we'll also deploy robots in our offices. And the real Kalil India will start now. Sandeep was telling that he is not believing on the WhatsApp. That's a great thing. I do say that we must believe on printed matter only, printed news only. That will be better. So, but social media, as Manu was telling, to prepare an app and all the other things, those are also required because now we have to live with the new normals to keep distance and to be healthy like that. So it was a nice today. We had we have some questions. Before starting the question, we have received one question by email, I think, which was I sent to all. In one way, we can't say it a question. It can be a matter of discussion. It is from Amol Deshpande. He says, looking at the horizon post-lockdown, which shows a very tough situation, how can we, as industry and all related associations, convert this grim or dreadful situation into an opportunity by influencing to the last printer to convert his business into cash and cash only to survive this rigorous time?
Yes, Kamalji. I understand Amol's perspective. Actually, this is going to be the new norm now, because when you try to purchase for your materials, they are going to ask for immediate payment. And so even you could put pressure on your clients in preponing the payment cycle. And this would slowly, I think, would convert into a better credit cycle, because what is going to happen is the bad companies are going to be eliminated. The good ones will be there. And this credit cycle would, I think, better. We should use this for a betterment. You will be forced to do it, sir. You will be forced to do it. You will not have enough liquidity. आपको मांगना ही पड़ेगा पैसा.
Yeah. But sir,
और आपसे भी पैसा immediate में ही मांगने वाला है, सामने वाला.
But sir, okay, there can be one thing actually. When we had one discussion, our Honorary General Secretary, All India Federation, told us we should, our customer may also be in the trouble. So we'll have to give the credit to the customer also. In one way, it is a chain. We are customer of somebody. So even though he says that we have to give the time to a customer also.
No, see, working capital is always going to be in cycle. That cycle is already there. Now this cycle पे थोड़ा pressure ज़्यादा आने वाला है. That's about it. And that is why we've been saying from the day one, when we did a webinar on finance also, we have said that you have to maintain your liquidity at somehow. You know, जो भी expense करना है. अभी एक दिन मुद्रिस साहब ने बोला employees को, that's his feeling that they should be paid full. But you know what? Everybody is staying in the house. You could do part payment and do something later on. अभी थोड़ा liquidity बचा के रखो. That was what I had said that time. Not that I disrespect the employees, but अभी थोड़ा liquidity हाथ में रखो क्योंकि लगने वाला है ये liquidity. So all your reserves have to be plowed in back to your business. तो ही वो आएगा. So liquidity is the main issue. शायद हम लोग first time realize करेंगे printers कि liquidity पे ध्यान देना ही चाहिए किसी को. हम लोग जितना महत्व production को देते हैं ना, उतना importance liquidity और cash flows को नहीं देते. वो अभी देना पड़ेगा because you will be forced to.
Yes, sir.
We need to also make sure that the credit that we are offering to our customers, you know, we need to check their credit worthiness. There are a lot of agencies now which are available, which can give you this information, and then you can offer the credit to only those companies which are worthy of that credit.
Yes, stable companies.
Stable companies and who have a good payment record. There are a lot of agencies who track this, and you can just pay a little amount and find out. That way, at least your money is safe.
That's good. So any other view about any panelists in this? So actually, I will like to tell you that you are being watched by, I think, 5 countries. There's a person from Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Bangladesh. Yeah, these 4. So they are the people who are watching you. That's good. And thank you for our overseas participants who are there. Thank you very much. So we have some questions. If anybody from the attendees, if anybody wants to ask any question, they can raise hands. So we will take them one by one. Till that time, I will take the question which we have received in the question box. So, sir, the first question we have, how is printing in India structured? What are the implications of foreign direct investment to Indian printers? This is from Abhishek Saini, who is assistant professor at GJU Hisar.
I think he's, Kamalji, can I take this?
Sure, why not?
I think he's referring, when I said cost of finance is too high, and when I said that the LIBOR rate is, कल भी ये discussion में आया था देखो कमल, LIBOR rate is very low. It is hovering around less than 1%, and अपने इधर interest rates not less than 9-10%. तो ये जो difference है वो काफी है. What I can understand, he's asking whether we can route something from foreign. Yes, foreign investments can be routed. Now external commercial borrowings पे problem है. FDI could be routed through some source, I understand. Directly नहीं कर सकते. But ये थोड़ा leverage करना पड़ेगा government को अभी, और करेंगे मेरे ख्याल से. Next policies आएगा ना जब भी, तो ये थोड़ा सा leverage करेंगे. They will allow. They'll have to allow. और exchange rate भी stable होना पड़ेगा. कल सतीश मल्होत्रा जी जो बोल रहे थे ना, exchange rate, because this will play a major role in the export market.
Yeah, sure. You're right.
Yeah.
So, second question is from Yashwant Paradesi. The print industry needs unification amongst print houses about costing. There must be competition, but it should be about the quality and service. Before lockdown, firms were producing jobs at very low profit margins. It seems a play of grab the market. It is not healthy for the market. There must be unification and a standard to be set. For example, an organization has to monitor this, and this will make printing as profitable business. I request the panelists to give their views on it. Sir.
क्योंकि कॉस्ट से जुड़ा है इसके लिए ले रहा हूँ. सर, सब एसोसिएशंस को साथ में आना पड़ेगा, वो तो ठीक है, बट सब एसोसिएशंस को एजुकेट करना पड़ेगा कॉस्ट के ऊपर. सो कॉस्ट मैंने जैसा बोला, दे आर इंट्रिंसिक टू एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. हर एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का कॉस्ट अलग है, उसका ओवरहेड्स अलग है, उसका सैलरी स्ट्रक्चर अलग है. शायद किसी ने लोन पीरियड में है तो उसके ऊपर इंटरेस्ट है. So many things are different. उसका रेट ज्यादा हो सकता है. So many things. So cost comparable नहीं होता है, और अपना प्राइसिंग जो है कॉस्ट पे बेस्ड रहता है. तो ये जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग है ना कॉस्ट का बेसिक, सर कभी आप एक अभी रख रहे हैं ना, तो एक लर्निंग में एक कॉस्ट के ऊपर रखो. कॉस्ट समझिए, आपके इंट्रिंसिक कॉस्ट समझिए, और कॉस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर और एस्टिमेशन कैसा होता है वो समझिए. तो वी कैन हैव मोर देन दैट. वी कुड हैव कोलैबोरेशन विद पीपल, कोलैबोरेशन विद अ सेट ऑफ पीपल. अगर बहुत ज्यादा वॉल्यूम पे कोलैबोरेशन नहीं होता है, तो यू कुड स्टार्ट विद स्मॉलर ग्रुप्स, 5, 10, 12, एंड कोलैबोरेट. एटलीस्ट जो कैपेक्स हो रहा है ना, बार बार सेम कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर हो रहा है, एटलीस्ट सेम लाइन में तो एक्सपेंडिचर नहीं करे. यू कुड डिपेंड ऑन सम अदर्स फॉर सम थिंग्स. तो ये कोलैबोरेशन मॉडल में हो सकता है. कॉस्ट का आई थिंक थोड़ा एजुकेशन जरूरी है लोगों को.
Otherwise, you are 100% right. We can only educate the cost of production, and we are doing it in our asset.
Prices are always going to be dominated by the markets only. Always in any market. Yes, आपके कंट्रोल में सिर्फ आपका कॉस्ट है सर. You have only your costs under control. Try to understand. And marginal costing से करेंगे ना, फिक्स कॉस्ट लेवरेज करता है सबको. तो फिक्स कॉस्ट कंट्रोल में होंगे ना आपके, तो लेवरेज आप भी कर सकते हैं. Then it is a marketing gimmick. No, if I can sell it at a lower cost and still attain a better profitability, it is my style of my business model. Sir, मैंने जैसे पहले बोला, it is a way of making profit. That is your business model.
Can we request the paper industry association not to increase the paper rates after lockdown for at least 6 months, as there are rate contracts entirely by many printers for a year? This is Mahendra Prasad from Hyderabad.
Sir,
yes,
paper rate तो मिलों के हाथ में होते हैं, डीलर्स के हाथ में कहाँ होते हैं?
You're right. But as far as this thing is concerned, we can, at the level of All India Federation, we can take up to the Commerce Ministry where there is a paper wing. We can send this request to them. And for the information of all, I may mention that as per the order of the Commerce Ministry, any paper mill cannot increase the rates without giving 2 months notice to the printers. This is already there, bylaws are there, we have the copy of it.
It's a matter of mutual understanding also in the relationship between the trader and the purchaser.
Sure, sir, sure, definitely you're right. Possible to promote our Indian paper mills to manufacture and focus more on art paper, because most of the art paper imported from China. Ashutosh Joshi. It is up to the Indian paper mills. If there is a possibility, they can wear the printers, and we can just send a request to the paper mill association that our printer wish that they may manufacture more and more art paper here. That's what we can do. As we know, packaging is essential nowadays. It is part of our life. How industry is expecting packaging supply, demand, and growth will come from the local brands after COVID.
I think the demand on food item packaging will be more.
Oh, yeah.
With the essentials and food item packaging,
Now I
it will be
say,
more.
yeah, because now there will be more door supplies. So
Yes.
definitely packaging will grow. There's no doubt about it. Commercial printing will squeeze, everybody know, and we are just guiding the people. That's why we are organizing that Print Wonders and all the seminars. It is estimated that it will 20% less at least will be there after COVID. So, yes, Prakash, yes.
Tell me, sir. I was talking to that earlier. You had asked somebody had asked a question about the packaging. Some pallets coming in. I think from the health and hygiene point of view, they must be talking.
Yes, I think so.
Correct. So this is something that we all have to be taking it as a part of our daily routine now. Health and hygiene, safety, these will be the priorities on any production unit, not only in printing, but overall throughout India, in all industries will be a part of it. So, like if there is some big tempo or pallets coming of paper and all that stuff, handling and all that stuff will automatically be taken care of. The hygiene part will have to be taken care of. We'll have to educate our workers how to handle that situation, how to take that thing. And once those pallets are loaded or the paper is unloaded in our factories, we have to see that it is kept aloof, separate, untouched for maybe around 24 hours or something like this. So this is a common practice which all of us will be starting off very soon. Yeah, SOPs. But then, curing time that we used to do
We
earlier,
can give it
if you
more.
can.
Yes.
So any raw material that comes in our factories, even see, everything we cannot sanitize. You cannot sanitize paper and all that stuff. So, we will have to give it some curing time, maybe around 24 hours and all before it is touched or it is taken it for production.
Thank you, Prakash. And
Yes, sir.
we have Deepak Mehta with us. Deepak, do you want to say something? Mr. Deepak Mehta.
Yeah, this is regarding the art paper question raised. As India is manufacturing capacity of art paper by BILT or ITC or by JK is not that much. We need to import art paper from maybe Europe, or maybe sometime we import from Korea and sometime in China. The only problem which people see from China, the paper is coming cheaper. So a lot of printer use that paper. So Indian government cannot stop that kind of. So we need to import paper. There was a question raised on this also, that a lot of art paper is imported from, say, Europe also, or from Korea also, or from China also. And China paper, as you said, is cheaper. So a lot of printer use because of the cheaper paper, economical. So the government can do something to stop paper coming from China. And our capacity in India, Indian paper manufacturing is not that much. So we need to be based on import. That is what I want to add a point there.
Thank you,
Thank
Deepak. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Definitely, we will send the suggestions through All India Federation to Paper Manufacturing Association. If it is.
Thank you, Kamalji. Thank you, OPA, for giving me the opportunity to moderate this webinar. And thank you all the panelists for sparing your valuable time and the attendees for attending this webinar. And once again, I'm expressing my sincere thanks to each one of you for making this webinar useful one. And certainly it will help the industry to grow and to take care after the lockdown period. Thank you once again to you all.
Thank you all. Thank you very much. And
Thank you, sir.
definitely be happy and be healthy to do the business.
Take
And
care.